delivering family support services, education, and advocacy to parents/caregivers of children with emotional, behavioral, mental health, special needs, or substance use throughout their lifespan. That's what the mission statement of the Federation of Families of Central Florida's website says. They're literally changing the language from mental health awareness to mental health acceptance. And joining us today to discuss this and all of the things that they're doing are Muriel Jones-Banks and Samantha Hunter. That is quite a mission statement and a big task to take on. So let's start with the foundation. What is the Federation? What do you do for families?
Well, we're a family-run family support organization, a 501c3 nonprofit organization, but most importantly, we bring lived experience. So we're walking the same journey as parents who are raising a child that's experiencing an emotional, behavioral, or mental health need or substance use.
That is a big mission. So let's start from the beginning. How do you do what you do? And we heard a little bit about for whom, but where do you start?
Actually, we start with your passion. It's a passion for us because we come to the table with a lived experience, having raised a son with a mental health diagnosis. That's where it starts.
And you did too, the same
Yes.
thing.
Mine is a little younger. I'm still raising mine. We're on our journey. He's 14.
So you understand the path these families walk. Where do you start with them in terms of the services you offer?
I would say we connect with them because we are traveling the same journey, maybe on different roads, but we're traveling the same journey. And once they understand that, hey, I'm speaking to someone that knows what I'm going through, they're not judging me. There are times where I don't want to be around my child because of the behaviors. We there, we understand. So there's no judgment.
How do they get connected to you to begin with? I mean, how would a family know that you are the solution to a situation they're in?
Well, in the beginning, we were getting referrals from community providers that were providing the clinical side. We provide the support side, the emotional support side. So we were getting referrals then.
And what kind of services do you give the families?
We give them support, education, support, and advocacy, as it says. We're there for them. We offer, in addition, we offer a respite program.
Tell me more about that.
Our respite program is, Ms. Muriel is like the expert at it. She started her baby program. I've been running it for her past 2 years.
Well, respite implies that you give them a break.
Yes.
What does that look like? Do they come in? Do you send people out? How does that work?
We do all of the above. We do home respite, we do our office respite, and we do community outings as well, based on the family's individual needs.
Now, you said emotional support. Do a lot of families that have children with the issues that you talked about, are they embarrassed to ask for help? Do they feel guilty or like, I should be able to handle this?
Absolutely. I mean, I was that parent where I was living in a silo, isolated, because I said, no one else is going through this. I'm embarrassed. And you know, there's the old thing, whatever goes in the home stays in the home.
Yeah,
so I had that mentality, but meanwhile, it was just breaking me down.
So what did you need that you are now providing to these families? What did you need?
At the time, I wasn't sure what I needed except for guidance, like, what do I do now? You know, of course, you're looking for services for your child. I'm looking for services that were appropriate for my son, forgetting about my own well-being. And meanwhile, I became very ill because of that. So I look back, I needed respite. I needed a break. I needed some time for Muriel.
We often hear that the caregivers end up with the bigger issue than those they are taking care of. Tell us about some of the resources you provide these families.
Support.
What does that
groups.
look like?
We have support groups. We have online, in person. We have a warm line, so we're here for you. We
A
meet
warm
them.
line. What is that?
My phone's always on for you. If you're of
Okay.
our families and our phones are on, you need to talk. We're here for you. We're here to build that. In my journey, that's what I needed. I needed someone to hear me out,
Okay.
to understand what I was going through, and to realize that it's real. It is really going on. And as she said, she's living in her own asylum there. We didn't know what resources was out there. So now, I have
Do
to
the
help
families
others.
have to be referred to you, or can they just call?
Self-referral. They can just call, and also word of mouth, because then the families we have engaged, now they're talking to other families.
So you're building a network
Exactly.
of
Yes.
support.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Building a village, a tribe.
Yes.
You're dealing with children from the age of 3 on up. Are you noticing a trend where younger kids are needing more support?
Absolutely. Initially, we were providing services for those with teenagers. And then it was very clear, you have youth support programs. So that's where they step in. But after the pandemic, this is what we noticed, that the younger kids were having behavioral issues in pre-K and things of that nature. Could be from trauma. We don't know. Again, we're not clinicians. All we know is the parent is saying, I don't know what to do with this child. You know, they're getting kicked out of pre-K.
Yeah.
Okay, kicked out of pre-K. You know, being called at the school, you know, how can a parent work if you have to come pick up your child? So yeah,
Daily.
we saw those behaviors in the younger kids.
So what are you most excited about in terms of support, awareness, people being able to ask for help? Are you finding that people are more open to saying help, or are you still having to convince them?
I think that the stigma around asking for help is still too high, and it's hard for people to ask for help. Sometimes we don't even realize the help that we actually need until you're like, oh wow, there's a resource out there for that? I thought I was the only one. I thought it was just me.
Kind of people feel like they're in a
Yeah.
silo. So what would you say to someone who's watching us right now and going, oh, I'm not losing it. You know, I'm tired and I need somebody who gets it. What would you tell them?
You are not alone. You do not have to walk this journey alone. That's why Federation of Families is here in Orange County. This is why we're trying to hit the north, south, east, and west of the county to ensure that everyone knows that the support and the services are available to you. But more importantly, you're not alone. You're not alone.
And the people who work there get it because you've walked that path
That's right.
yourself. You're
Walked
not
it,
someone
walking.
who's just saying, do this, do that. You're like, I get it.
You get it. And that's why it's called family peer support. We're like this with each other. We get it.
Okay. And it sounds like the whole family.
Yes.
You take a very holistic approach.
A holistic approach.
So what would you say to someone who's watching now and thinking, maybe I need to call them?
I would say call me, talk to me. I will listen to you, because in my journey, they weren't listening. There was no one to listen until Ms. Banks listened.
And now you're taking up the mantle
Yes.
and moving
Passing the
forward.
baton.
Yes,
Passing the
And
baton.
then I'm like,
absolutely. Because that's what I would tell a parent. Just, it is okay to not be okay. It's okay to be tired and to feel like you can't do anymore. And when you need to talk, just call me. Like, we can help you find more resources. You know, we're here to support you in every way that we can.
I think that's a great last word.
Actually, another great last word as well. All the employees, the staff, respite specialists, at some point have worked or been through our program, and it's given back.
No better resource than people who've been there and done that. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much. We will be back right after this.